Hello, Rockin' Up Blog. This is Patrick Flores with my username SinisterGates151. Thank you. By the way, I really loved your list. I never even heard of the Gorillaz album. I didn't know they came out with a new album, but I'm definitely gonna go check it out. Anyway, here's my top 5 albums. On number 5 is Sea of Cowards by the Dead Weather. I kind of thought this was one of those albums that would be an okay album when I picked it up. I mean, the single was awesome, but I thought the rest of the album was gonna be bad, but it was completely the opposite of that. When I picked up this album, I literally listened through the whole thing without getting bored. It was just such a great album, and a lot of variety. Jack White's phenomenal on this album, and even though I love the Dead Weather, I cannot wait for a White Stripes reunion. On number 4 is Ultra Bridge's AB3. Now you're actually the one who got me into Ultra Bridge, since you were talking about their upcoming album, AB3. Now, I listened to Isolation, you posted it in the website, and I got hugely into it. So I rented out Blackbird. I loved Ties That Bind, Rise Today. I didn't even know that was by them, but I knew the song, and I love Ultra Bridge a lot. I hate Creed, so that's something. I think Ultra Bridge's album is one of those. I think it's a really soft album, but it was heavy at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you listen to Cure D'Alene, you'll literally know what I'm trying to say. It's going from a really soft riff straight into this like heavy, punchy riff, and then Slip to the Void's my favorite song, and the album, awesome. On number 3 ish, Avenged Sevenfold's Nightmare. Now this album's great. I actually picked this album up just to give, well, not just to give, because I wanted to pick this up anyway, but the main reason was to give proper goodbye to the Rev. I mean, the Rev is, I have a band and my drummer drums just like the Rev, and the Rev was one of my favorite drummers of all time. I thought he could beat that drum up like really, really awesome. He's super fast. He has the most technical beats. The double ride thing that he does is crazy. So when I found out Mike Portnoy subbed for him, I couldn't wait because Dream Theater was also one of my favorite bands. And it was awesome. Nightmare was awesome. Save Me was awesome. Everything was awesome in that album. Fiction was really sad. Hearing the Rev's voice, I was doing my homework while I was listening to that song, and hearing the Rev's voice again for the last time was just heartbreaking. It was a sad, sad thing. But the album is so kick ass. I recommend it. On number 2 is, I love this guy. People say he's overrated because he was in Guitar Hero, but Slash's solo album. Just because Slash is in Guitar Hero doesn't mean he sucks, alright? I want to get that out there to all the kids who are like, ooh, Slash sucks. He sold out. He's in Guitar Hero. Go F yourself, alright? Slash made the most kick-ass album ever. And this was a solo album with like the best collaborations ever. My favorite song was Promise with Chris Cornell. That was a kick-ass song. And then what else? Back from Cali with Miles Kennedy, Ghost, and then the one with Dave Grohl, Watch This Day. That was some really kick-ass songs. I highly recommend this album. It's one of my favorite albums ever, probably. Awesome album. And on number 1, I don't know if this still counts as, of the year, but it is one of my favorite albums ever. And it was a huge comeback for this band. This is Megadeth's Endgame. The reason I'm saying this is a huge comeback for this band is because this had this came back to the Rust in Peace, Countdown to Extinction roots, to Peace Cells even, and that was just kick ass. If you heard the song Head Crusher, that riff was so fast and so heavy. It was like the perfect comeback song. And then that's not the only like fast and heavy song. There was 1320, Dialectic Chaos, the best intro ever. if you listen to How the Story Ends, Endgame, and what's the other song? The Hardest Part of Letting Go was also good. It starts off soft, but ends up super heavy. And Dave Mustaine was a genius on it. Sean Drover was awesome. And Chris Broderick's guitar work was just unbelievable. If you listen to Bodies and you listen to all the guitar solos in that thing, that was just crazy. Well, that was all my top 5 albums for the year, hopefully. I hope you liked it. I love your list. I respect your opinion. And this is my list to share with you. Thanks.